Hello, dear viewers. Normally I do reactions. Well, today is kind of a reaction. That and a review. If you don't know, dear viewers, I'm a huge Lego advocate. I love building stuff. I love constructing stuff. I love the process of it. It's very relaxing. It's very soothing. And I love the various different themes that Lego has churned out over the years. Having said that, there comes a time when the company you know and love just can't do everything. They're not equipped to do everything, and they probably wouldn't do everything. And if they did it, it just wouldn't feel right. I'm talking, of course, about these more modern-day warfare figures where they have these fancy-looking detailed guns and bullets and knives that just seems so uncanny when compared to the Lego brand. It just is off. It feels unnatural. It is not what Lego is meant to be, nor should it ever be. And that's okay. You can do your customs, but just know it will never look natural. At least not to me, it won't. And I think that's one of the biggest strengths Lego has, is being able to take these complex and detailed events, locations, and characters and boil them down into simple yet easy to understand and identify sets and figures for us to consume. We pick up a minifigure of Captain Jack Sparrow, we know who it is. We pick up a minifigure of Han Solo, we know who he is. We pick up a figure of Dwight Schrute from The Office, we know who he is. Because Lego has this innate ability of taking qualities and personality of characters and of people and simplifying it but making it easy to identify. But sometimes you want more. You want detail. You want the complexity. You want that texture that Lego really can't provide. You want the feel of an object. You want the feel and the gravitas and the intricacy that the brand just really can't convey sometimes. So when I was cruising and perusing down the Lego aisle, I stumbled across this. Imagine my surprise when I found an Elder Scrolls V Skyrim set. Not by Lego, by one of its main competitors, Mega Construx. The set is Skyrim, Alduin the World Eater. The set retails for $49.99 USD. It's for ages 17 and up, which is something I will get back to in a bit. It has 619 pieces, and I'm not sure if it's like the Fallout set, the Red Rocket gas station set that is exclusive to Target, but it wouldn't surprise me. This is from the same company that did the Fallout Red Rocket gas station, as I just said, and are currently doing a lot of Pokemon buildable figures, and in the past did sets for Halo, Assassin's Creed, and Call of Duty. So it's only natural that they would do something like this. And we're going to put this together, and we're going to take a look at it. So here it is, Alduin, the World Eater. The final boss of the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. Personally, I'll always be much more of a Morrowind fan, but beggars cannot be choosers, and I didn't even know I needed this in my life, and I'm so glad that I do. There's a lot to go over here, so let's start at the top with its head. Yes, this head comes in two parts. The upper head and the jaw, which the mouth does open and close. At the top we have some of these little spikes, which you will see throughout the rest of the set, and it came with an abundance of, and it's that sort of texture that really works in this set. Working our way down, one thing I have to praise here is the metallic silver and the gunmetal gray and black pieces for Alduin. It really does give it much more of a reptilian yet mystical quality that dragons rightfully deserve. The spikes along the back here, they're molded at an angle. There is one piece that I'm missing that holds a spike right there, but I'm not worried about that. You probably wouldn't have even noticed had I not pointed it out. With the neck, we have those scale pieces, and we see it work its way further and further down the base and the torso. I guess that's the torso of Alduin, and making its way back into the tail. The tail here is posable. You can raise, lower it. When you try and get Alduin to stand up on its legs, the tail is very important to help maintain its balance, which I imagine is a factor for dragons. If they were real in real life, this tail would be needed for balance and whatnot. And we see the continuation of these spikes down the tail. If there's one thing the tail actually reminds me of, are like some gothic, like torture chains, like something like from Ghost Rider almost. Like you would enslave somebody and you would yank on their collar, and this would be the chain that would bind them to that collar. That's what this reminds me of. And this is just so gnarly looking. I just love it. And even onto the feet. The feet are articulate. The toes here, you can angle, you can twist, you can turn, you can position in a way that makes Alduin able to stand up properly with some support. But it also continues the usage of these black spike pieces, which really, like, I don't know if I can really emphasize how much these, like, the texture of these spikes really hammer home sort of that sinister quality that this character has. Now let's talk about these wings. And yes, this is cloth. And it's a damn nice cloth. It feels nice, it has a nice texture. I love the printing on the design work on the wings. Another really great feature of this set is that you can actually fold the wings upward or inward, because in the game, whenever you fight a dragon, sure, they'll fly around and they'll shoot either fire or ice at you, but sometimes they will land on the ground and they will retract their wings inward like this and crawl on the ground. So being given the option of having Alduin do such a thing, to be able to crawl like that or pose like he's crawling, is a very nice feature. And here it is from the other side. I also want to point out that the usage of these black pieces here, I think just give Alduin much more that sinister quality, that scaly, it's bony exoskeleton, I guess you could say. I think that's a very cool quality, and I know that these are reusing pieces that I've seen in the Pokemon sets, and I just think that's a great reusage of those pieces. And here he is on the ground, ready to attack the Dovahkiin or any townsperson dumb enough to get in his way. The head, like I said, the mouth can open and shut, but also you can raise and lower the neck. And we're going to see if we can get him to stand up on his hind legs. And here he is with his wings spread out. And honestly, the first thing that came to mind was King Ghidorah. Tell me you cannot see Mega Construx making a King Ghidorah figure after the success of this. I want this to be a success. I would love to see more sets like this. As stated, here's the stand. It is quite simple. It's nothing too over the top. It uses that same black color that's used on the scales, and also the metallic gunmetal gray for these pieces here. But the highlight to me of the base is the use of metallic gold, especially for this printed 2x4 Skyrim piece for the display piece for this set, which, thank you Mega Construx. That's just radical. That's just awesome that we get a print. I'm tripping over my words, but we have a printed piece, an officially licensed piece, building block piece, that has Skyrim and the seal of the Empire on it. That is just, my inner nerd, my inner Elder Scrolls fan is just going, ooh! I'm just happy. I'm so thrilled to be able to review this. And here he is, having taken flight, ready to hunt down and defeat the Dovahkiin, the only thing staying between him and consuming all. And speaking of the Dragonborn, and here we have him, the last Dragonborn, the Dovahkiin. Now, while the character of the Dragonborn can vary in the game based off of the player's choice, I think it was wise that Mega Construx went with the sort of default look and appearance of the character, which is a male Nord, who are the race of man native to Skyrim. He is the main character, the protagonist of Elder Scrolls V Skyrim, and I think this figure translated really well from the game. The amount of small details and attention to said details really is what sets Mega Construx apart from its competitor LEGO. Taking a closer look at the figure, we see that the helmet is removable, and there we see his face. The face on Mega Construx pieces or figures always can be hit or miss, but I'm appreciative that they stopped trying to actually input so much detail like they did with like their older Marvel sets, which just had these blank, wide-eyed expressions, and they just didn't work. But I think this looks way much better, though the orangey, peachy fuzz for the beard is a little off-putting. It's hard to notice. I would have gone with a darker brown, maybe a reddish brown for the beard color, but it's one of very few nitpicks I can actually think of, not just for the figure, but for the set in general. It took me a while to actually notice, but for the helmet, horns here are a different shade from the helmet itself, which I guess could have been a little grayer, like a dark gunmetal gray, kind of like Alduin, but I still think the helmet turned out great. There's a lot of small detail work with the mold. Same with the rest of the armor that we see. He is wearing the studded cuirass, the iron gauntlets, and iron boots. What I wish they could have provided with this figure would be a shield. I think that would have really worked well. I think that would have been very appreciated. But we did get this fire spell and an ice spell as well, which I don't know where I put it. When I talk about how LEGO is great at simplicity, this is where I think a different company like Mega Construx thrives, and it's in this sort of detail work. I think this works way better than anything LEGO could do, because it's not something they would do or have the capacity to do. And even if, like I said earlier, if they did it, I think it wouldn't turn out that well. It's the level of detail work that makes this figure and others like it work really well, in my opinion. The sword can be removed and sheathed on his back, like so. And the set also comes with this sort of display piece. I have another one right here that you can just display the Dovahkiin by itself and have Alduin all by himself, or there's also a built stand for the Dragonborn to go with Alduin if you so choose, like so. And personally, I would choose it like this. I think this, to see it all together, not just Alduin, but the Dragonborn together on this base plate, really, they deserve to be together. And another side note, this is to scale. So the fact that we have a set that not only is so detailed, looks so great in my opinion, but is also built to scale, that really is a home run for me. I think that also really deserves a lot of props, because not to bash on LEGO for the umpteenth time, but I just imagine that they might overblow the set. They might make one figure too comically oversized, namely Alduin, while making the last Dragonborn a lot smaller than regular minifigure. And here we at least get a fair sense of scale for the set. And that is another bit of detail work that I really do appreciate. Here is the instruction booklet. It has the Imperial Signia on the cover, and it has Elder Scrolls V Skyrim at the top and the Mega Construx logo at the bottom. Nothing on the back. It has a leather printing on it, which really sells the fantasy look to it. And even the instructions by themselves are a treat to be had. To see these scenes in the instruction manual from the game is a really nice treat. I'm going to be blunt with you, dear viewers. LEGO, with all the stuff I've seen them do lately, they can do some great sets, but something like this, I feel, goes above and beyond the Call of Duty, no pun intended, and shows not only that there's a company that wants to do stuff for the fans, but understands them as well. As much as I hope that we get more sets like this or the Fallout set, I would be completely at peace if this was the only set we get, because it makes this experience all the more important to me. I recently put together the Legend of Zelda Deku Tree set, and I really did enjoy it, but the one thing I didn't enjoy was having all these bags of pieces left over because I don't have Breath of the Wild. I've never played it. And that part of it took me out of it. And to have these unopened bags, I don't know what to do with until I buy the game. And even then, what should I do with the rest of the set? I just don't know. And something like that takes me out of an experience. But to have something like this that I feel is catered to a fan like myself, Mattel and Mega Construx know the type of person this set is meant to appeal to. I mean, it says on the box, ages 17 and up. An older demographic that realizes that this really isn't a play set so much as a display one. Kind of like those 18 plus sets from LEGO, but unlike them, the subject matter of this set is actually from a more mature source. Skyrim, an M-rated game, much in line of the previous licenses Mega Construx had acquired in the past. And because of the much more niche appeal and nature of this set and others like it, it actually does feel more personal of a product than anything from LEGO as of late. Look, if you love LEGO, power to you. I still do. But I'm not going to sit by and just blindly sit around and say everything they make is great and I'm going to buy everything that they put out because, one, I don't have the time, the money, or the space, but two, it just feels like we're getting so much of the same stuff, and whatever is different, it's not me. It's not what I want, and I think LEGO knows that. I think they know that there's a lot of stuff that audiences and fans and customers want, but they just won't do it. They'd rather put that money elsewhere. And if me making this video to call them out on it and praise Mega Construx for taking the initiative and making something that otherwise they wouldn't do, I will do it. I'll do it till I'm blue in the face. I didn't want to go too deep into this video and talk about what LEGO has been lacking as of lately, but I feel like I had to say it because looking at this Skyrim set just made me realize that something like this means a lot to me because it's me. It's what I grew up with. It's what I spent hours and hours and days and weeks playing is this game and others like it. And for a company to recognize, for a group of people to recognize, this is something that I enjoy, and not just myself, but others as well. This means a lot more to me than a Legend of Zelda set. Sure, I love this franchise, but this resonates more with me. I like the Mario sets because I love the personality that comes with them, but this is what I grew up with. This is what my friend introduced to me. I love Star Wars, but mechs? And how many X-Wings are we getting? How many helmets are we getting? And all these exclusive figures locked behind a $203 price range? Or price set that only comes with 2 figures? And the amount of grievances and the complaining that comes from hardcore LEGO fans, that LEGO can be very toxic, and this just puts a smile on my face. I was so happy to put this together. I don't even care that I'm still missing a piece right there. I'm so happy that I have this. Is it the perfect set? No. I would rate it on a scale of 1 to 10 as a set, maybe an 8.5. The details work really well for this set. The minifigure, or the figure that comes with it, is amazing. I love the articulation. I love the detail work with the wings. Pieces do fall off, and I think sometimes the joints are a little stiff, but I think the biggest drawback are the pieces that occasionally fall off, like the one back here. But you know what? That doesn't break me. That doesn't say that this is a bad set. That just says there's always room for improvement. But I would love to be there to see that improvement. I would love to see Mega Construx do more sets like this. Whereas with LEGO, I don't know what to say to them. But as a whole, like I said, 8.5 out of 10 for this set, for the set itself, everything that comes with it, but for what it means to me as an Elder Scrolls fan, this is priceless. I think this is a great value for $50, $49.99. This is a great deal, and I highly recommend any fan of the Elder Scrolls get this. Because when I went to Target, they the employees there did not know this thing existed, and they didn't even know about the Fallout set. So definitely pick these up while you can. I don't know how long they'll be on shelves if this is a limited run, but for the love of God, or the love of Alduin and by the Nine Divines, please get this. If you love the franchise, you are doing yourself a disservice by not investing into this if you're a fan of the franchise. And it makes me regret not investing in the Assassin's Creed stuff and the older stuff. But what do you, dear viewers, think? Would you like to see more reviews like this? Would you like to see me break down my opinions on stuff that's not Deathbow related, or reviewing stuff or reacting to stuff? Please let me know. I would love to do more videos like this. And aside from that, please have a wonderful rest of your day or evening whenever you're watching this. And just take care of yourselves. Know that you're loved, and take care. Bye.